Are you okay with your constituents feeling more pressure and more pain won by Donald Trump for 30 plus points, and suddenly we're seeing that cut down to about half?
Nobody wants pain for their constituents. I don't want pain for the people of Florida.
But Donald Trump said there will be some pain and disruptions.
Hold on.
We've got a couple interesting clips of Byron Donalds, MAGA congressman and now gubernatorial candidate in Florida, getting handedly embarrassed by the most simple questions ever on CNN. So lock in, leave us a like if you can. We'd really appreciate it. It's free, helps us out a ton. And let's just get right into it.
Are you okay with your constituents feeling more pressure and more pain when it comes to the economy as these tariffs are put in place, and then the retaliatory tariffs are also put in place? Are you okay with pain being on their shoulders for a while as this all gets worked out?
Nobody wants pain for their constituents. I don't want pain for the people of Florida.
But Donald Trump said there will be some pain and disruptions.
Hold on. But you are making an assumption without knowing the details.
I'm not making the assumption. Donald Trump himself said there was pain and disruption that was going to happen.
You're making an assumption. You are making an assumption, an economic assumption right now. Let's be very clear. The real pain economically has been the massive inflation coming from bloated overspending here in Washington, D.C. That is the real pain that the American people have felt the last 4 years.
He managed to not say his name, but he still did a bit of a "but Biden" at the end there. You love to see it, but calling this an assumption is hilarious. Putting aside that even Trump has admitted this, putting aside that all economists, there's like economic consensus on this, right? You can just look at historical precedents. Tariffs have been tried before. Tariffs just like this have been tried before. Trump's tariffs in his first term led to price increases, job loss, GDP growth, and a manufacturing recession. In fact, tariffs always have had this effect, and there's plenty of literature on this. Even in 1930, the Smoot-Hawley tariffs led to the Great Depression spiraling even more out of control, if anything. It's MAGA assuming that, well, it'll be different this time for no other reason than blind faith. It's astronomically stupid. It's like if you were hanging out with your friend, someone came up and shot your friend, and you start grieving that he got shot. And then someone comes up to you and you're like, you're assuming that he was murdered because the guy who shot him could have worked for the CIA, and he could have killed your friend because he had nuclear codes and was about to set off a nuke, and this could have saved everyone. So you should just be happy. I mean, to go back into reality, just pretending economic fact is like political or partisan opinion is just, what are we doing?
See any warning in the fact that these were won by Donald Trump for 30 plus points, and suddenly we're seeing that cut down to about half with the Democrats gaining steam there? Is there a warning in that to you?
Not really. I mean, look, when you deal with special elections,
really?
a win. No. When you deal with special elections, a win is a win.
This is cope. It's hilarious amounts of cope. Remember, these guys paraded around not even 60 days ago about the mandate that they all had, about how America has officially rejected Democratic policies, how there would be no comeback for the Democrats, and everything that they were doing was supported by America because, well, mandate. Only for 2 guaranteed red districts that were plus 30 for Trump to be down to closer to plus 10. In 60 days, mind you. This is where you're supposed to be in the honeymoon phase. You're supposed to be more supported than you will be at any point during your presidency. And the Wisconsin Supreme Court race went to Democrats with every single district moving left. Another state that Trump won in 2024. This shows multiple cracks in Republicans' armor. Rejection of the Trump agenda, the fact that Americans' dismay with Democrats didn't mean support for Republicans like they might have hoped, and the fact that they now have to contend with this on a razor-tight majority heading into 2026 midterm elections.
Are Democrat voters very motivated to get to the polls? Yes, they are. They're not happy with some of the things that Elon Musk is doing, going through the federal agencies, actually cleaning out the waste, fraud, and abuse that has really been damaging the federal agencies for a very long time. You see Democrat officials up here on Capitol Hill, they're upset about it. And so, yes, is the base of the Democrat Party upset? They are. and they're motivated.
What he's misunderstanding is two things here. Republicans are also upset. You don't go from plus 30 to plus 15, a 100% change over a 50% change, in a super red, super Trump district because, well, now the liberals are motivated, especially in talking a special election. No one is motivated now that wasn't for the 2024 election. And the inverse is true, right? People who are motivated for the 2024 election aren't going to vote in special elections. That's just the truth. And if there were any other of the other, it's a very small amount. The cut shows predominantly Republicans either changing guard, voting Democrat, or, third party or whatever, or abstaining their vote. The second thing is how, again, this disproves the idea of a mandate or simultaneously the rejection of a Democratic agenda. People were unhappy with the economy. Biden was unable to effectively communicate against that. Kamala did well, but she probably didn't have enough time to make the case. There were places where she messed up making the case as well. Because people didn't support Democrats in the same way as 2020. However, as we're now seeing, this was not because they were buying what Republicans were selling in its place, and their overconfidence of this now indisputable fact is coming back to bite them in a hard way.